Okay, the other thing you want to do is you want to encourage the good guys. Okay? So who are the good guys? Well, that's kind of an arbitrary statement. Okay, I'm just being silly. But, okay, what's a beneficial insect? You'll see mention of a natural enemy. Okay, and these can be several things. These can be predators. Predator insects. Both young and adults feed directly on other insects. So that would be your lady beetles. Lacewings are another one. Syrphid flies, you'll see these guys, sometimes they call them hover flies. They look like a bee. They're flying around the flowers, but you can see that it has the fly eyes, so it's not really a bee, it's a fly. They'll lay their eggs, they hatch into legless, sort of maggoty looking things that just will go at certain aphids and other nasty things that are attacking your plants. Assassin bugs are another predator that are out there. They have these unbelievable piercing mouth parts that fold over, so they have to they go, and they unfold the mouth part, and they'll stab into those caterpillars that are eating whatever, and they'll suck them dry. It's really satisfying to watch. Things that I do outside all the time. So that's cool. They're out there. They're out there ready to do battle. You just have to entice them into your yard. There's also parasitoids, okay? These develop on or in another host insect. And a lot of times they're little tiny parasitic wasps. See, she's laying an egg right on an aphid, and that egg will hatch. It'll go into the aphid. It'll suck the aphid slowly and develop. You know, and the aphid gets all big and ugly and like hard, and then it just comes out like alien through these. So, I mean, that's cool. You want those guys in your garden. Here's some more. These guys all pupated on this hornworm. If you ever see something like that, leave it in your garden. That's a good thing. You also want to bring in pollinators, and why would you do that? Well, if you're growing any sort of vegetables, then you want those pollinators in because they're going to increase your yield. So it's very good to have them in. So this would be bees and other little insects out there. It'll increase your yields. Okay, there are other natural allies out there too, so why not encourage them in? Birds and toads can help maintain natural pest control in the gardens. 60% of a toad's diet consists of insect pests. Those are slugs and cutworms and gypsy moth caterpillars, and they eat 300 insects a night. And don't tell me how they counted, because I have no idea, but they do. They eat 300 insects a night. So, you know, the more of these things that are out there, the lower your populations are going to be, you know, pest-wise initially. Anyway, you know, seed-eating birds. In the spring when they're fledging young, they're going to go get insects to feed their babies. They're not going to feed their babies seeds initially. They're going to be feeding them all those, you know, little things that are in your yard, your caterpillars and such. That's what they're going to be doing. Woodpeckers, they're listed as the #1 beneficial predator of the bronze birch borer. You know, they'll be out there getting those bark beetles and things. So it's good to, you know, get those natural allies in your yard.
How do you get toads?
How do you get toads? Well, you plant some beneficial plants out there. You try to minimize your pesticide inputs to, you know, targeted sprays and certain things, and then you hope they come. You know, it's hard to say whether or not they're going to come or not. Amphibians are having a tough time out there, and a lot of their populations are crashing, and they're not really sure why. I can speak personally. You know, I used to have hundreds of toads coming in. I live in Cabin John, and I've been there for 20 years. And initially, I put in 2 ponds, and every year I would get like dozens of toads coming to the pond to, you know, lay their eggs and mate and whatnot. And then about 10 years ago, when they started infilling in my neighborhood and tearing down the old houses, and we had a lot of understory and big, you know, canopy trees, and these kind of were going away as they were clearing out lots and refilling. The populations have slowly gone down to the point where I have not had a toad in my ponds for the past 5 years, not a one, which is really sad. Nothing else has changed, you know, but the infilling. So it's not that they won't eat the plants or anything like that, but if you've got, you know, nice areas where they can have shelter. You know, those toad houses that you buy, half the time they have slugs under them. If you have nice shrubs out and you've got some plants out and you've got, you know, other insects that are coming in that they can feed on, then that's a nice, you know, moist habitat where they may come in.
Toads need, you know, a cool place
right.
to hunker down. And one of the problems I think that we run into is that people are too cleanly when they clean their beds out. You need a place that's left undisturbed because that's where they're going to live.
Right.
If you just clean all your beds out totally clean, you're probably going to disturb the toads.
Yeah, there's no place for them to be.
Is undisturbed for toads.
Mm-hmm.